So here's what I want to unpack in this video today. Just a simple question. Are you living your dreams? And what does that even mean? Well, I want to tell you what it means to me. And am I living my dreams? Well, kind of, but probably not all the way there yet. And do we ever get there? Well, I don't know, but let's talk about it. This actual question I thought about recently. I was watching a video of myself, which is quite cringeworthy still to this day, even though I've done nearly 100 videos on my channel. And I was just watching it, and actually for the first time, I enjoyed watching a video of myself. Is that weird? Probably super weird. But I kind of enjoyed watching the video. I felt like I had flow in the video, and I felt like it was a really good quality video that someone else could get great value from. So having this realization, I then looked at myself and thought, do I like who I am? Like from the perspective of an outsider, which is also weird. I don't know if you've ever done that and looked at your video and thought, no, I actually think I like this person. And that person was obviously me. And I also had this second thought to that, which was I like the authenticity that I was portraying. I wasn't trying to be somebody I wasn't trying to, let me get rid of this cup of coffee. I wasn't trying to be somebody I wasn't in that video. I was genuinely being me. And I really actually liked it. It wasn't like a sensation of, wow, I love myself or anything like that. It was just a realization that this is me. And I'm kind of in my own skin with this. And this is my lane. I had that kind of aha moment where I was like, this is my lane and I should do more videos like this, or I should, present more and just get myself out there more. So this was an awesome realization. And, you would think after doing almost 8,500 subscribers now, nearly 100 videos on my channel and almost 1 million views, you would think that I would have had this realization earlier, that I was really, after 3 years on YouTube, I'd be really comfortable in it and I would know this is exactly what I want to do and just keep on pushing ahead with it. But it's so funny. And after this realization, it was really weird because what happened is I actually took a breath and I stopped forcing something to happen that didn't really need to happen. Like if I have the subscribers on YouTube, that's fantastic. If people are getting value from my videos, then that's great. And I'm really grateful for that. But I don't need to force anything to happen. And the thing about dreams and the thing about going after your dreams is really, it's about having a vision and an idea for your life that you want to pursue. And, let's backtrack 6-7 years ago when I was in engineering and I was actually struggling to find my place in that industry. And I was having a career and beginning to get well established in a certain company in the manufacturing industry. But I was just finding it really hard to feel like I fit and to feel like I could, continually put on that, high visibility vest and go onto sites and put on that demeanor of having all the information, all the knowledge and the mathematical, calculations to make sure that things weren't going to break, that things were going to work. And I had this realization that I was actually following someone else's vision for my life. And that was the vision of my parents and what they really wanted for me. And in actual fact, they actually were pushing me in towards a trade industry when I was growing up because I was really all over the place. I didn't really want to study that hard. I had intellect, but I was more keen on riding bikes and doing outdoorsy things. And I didn't really apply myself through my primary school years, my early school years. And so they actually had this plan for me to sort of go into trade and, become like a builder or a carpenter or something like that, which would have been really noble and really excellent and great. But actually, I wanted to follow in the footsteps of my brother. And he really exceeded expectation in terms of his intellect and his abilities. And he's, to this day, he's still an incredibly intellectual person. Very, very much, smart in what he does. And he's a leader in his industry in civil engineering, civil construction. They build roads and tunneling systems. And he's like a leader in that industry. And so I was kind of like following in that in those footsteps, and I wanted to prove to people around me, my family, those around me, teachers who had spoken things over me, that I had the intellect and I had the ability, and that I could also become somewhat academic. And so I really pushed myself in my high school years. I went away from creative work and creative endeavors in many ways. I pushed away creative endeavors in order to really go after intellectual study, and studied chemistry, biology, physics, mathematics, and I got through into university and became a mechanical engineer. And I managed to get through university. I had a great group of friends, shout out to the Bundi crew, who basically helped me to get through university and helped me with the assignments and the exams, and things were so tough on me, but I applied myself and I was able to get through. But that wasn't my dream. And only later, once I got through and I got the accolades and I got the job opportunities in engineering, did I realize that this is not who I am. I'm a more creative individual. And so at that point, while I was in the doldrums of the work-life balance, 9 to 5, grinding out in an industry that I wasn't really suited to and felt like I didn't fit in, I began to develop vision for my life and what I would call a dream in my heart for what I really wanted. And it's so interesting that taking those big steps of faith after I left engineering and went into a production-based role, video production-based role, that wasn't sort of the dream at that point. That was the scary leap of faith. That was like, whoa, I'm going into uncharted waters here. I do not know if there's going to be a future here for me, financial, stability, all those things. But I took that leap of faith. I stepped out in that. And I can only say that over those steps, taking those steps, and through a process of having more and more of those steps, I did 9 months in that first role. And then I was in my own production company without much to go by, without many clients, without much money in the bank, really. And so it was the continual steps of faith that actually led me to actually start to realize the dream and begin to re-envision what that would look like. And now when I look at a video of myself, maybe I'll watch this back, maybe I won't, but now when I look at a video of myself, I really see the culmination of all those decisions and those steps of faith and those challenging times that I went through in order to get to where I am today. And I can look at myself and say, this is me. Like, this is me. I'm in my lane. I'm doing what I feel blessed and gifted to do in terms of creativity. And I'm not living someone else's version of myself or someone else's opinion about me. I'm actually me. So let me focus this now on you as I just deal with some emotions here. But is it like that for you? What is it for you? What is the dream that you have, that you want to achieve, and that you want to do in the next 2, 3, 5, 10 years? And where do you see yourself in 10 years? See, I just turned 40 this year, and I see myself when I'm 50 as doing something very similar to what I'm doing now. Maybe leading more teams of creative people, maybe having a company that's a little bit bigger than what I have now, but essentially doing what I'm doing now, and maybe moving that creativity into different places in society, maybe telling different stories. But I really see a pathway for me into documentary filmmaking. I love the process of putting something big together. And that was something that engineering taught me, was to do bigger productions, to be able to manage more people and more moving parts. So really that producer side of me is begin to emerge more and more. I love the creativity. I love the hands-on. I love getting on camera and filming and that kind of thing. But I also love the creativity that comes with producing something and being behind the scenes to put it all together. But what is it for you? And I would just say that one thing that started me on this journey when I was back in the job that I didn't really like, and had sort of photography as a hobby. I had videography as like, it wasn't even really on my radar, but a few friends of mine were, moving in that direction and beginning to create a lot of videos. Then I just had this thought like, what if? And I gave myself time to think. I gave myself time to just sit and reflect on what that might look like. And I gave myself time to think about what it would be like to step into it and what the feelings of that might be like, the feelings of insecurity, the feelings of maybe failure, how I would deal with failure, the feelings of being rejected, not winning that job, or people not appreciating my creativity in the way that I believed about myself. And so I actually gave myself permission, and I would say that's part of the dream as well, to give yourself time to get off social media, to have an hour or two, even every day if you need it, but at least an hour or two every week to sit by yourself and just re-envision and dream again. And I don't think I've answered that question for you about what it is to dream, or do you have a dream for your life? But I would say give yourself permission to dream again. Give yourself time to sit, to reflect, to think about your life. Like, what do you want to be 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? Where would you like to be? And begin to do that. And that helps you to form a vision in your mind for what it could be like in the future for you, and what your life could be like from here. And it's something that I've done, and it's continually helped me to go to that next level. And I've even done it recently again, just to reevaluate, like, where am I now? What is that vision look like in 5 years for me? And I've already come so far, but what does it look like? And you know what? It's not connected to you or my subscribers. I love the fact that you are here, that you're still watching, even if I have sort of 7 weeks where I'm not posting, that I know there's going to be comments on this video and there's going to be value from this video, but it's not about the numbers. And I'm really grateful for every single one of you that's followed my journey, that's commented, that's liked, that's been part of my processing through this whole 2 to 5 years really of my journey. But it really isn't about that, more than it's about me becoming who I want to become, who I need to become, who I feel like I'm called and gifted and graced to become. And so there's another 5 years ahead where I have to start to re-envision again what that looks like. And I'm so excited to bring you all on that journey and to have you along for the ride. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you got to the end, make sure you leave a comment below and tell me what's dreaming for you. Maybe what is it like to dream, and what is it like for you to go to that next level? What would it take for you to step out in faith in 2022 and do something that's going to get you closer and edge you closer to becoming who you genuinely are? Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. And remember, never stop creating. All right, bye for now.